Today we're making sourdough crackers. These are crunchy, crispy, savory, they're a little bit flaky on the inside, they're very easy to make, and this is a customizable recipe that you can season with whatever flavors you want. Here's how to make them. Start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and then prepare your ingredients. You'll need 200 grams of sourdough starter or discard, 120 grams of all-purpose flour. Then you'll need 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, or 42 grams, and 1 teaspoon of the seasoning blend of your choice. I'll show you what I'm using in just a minute. Then half a teaspoon of salt. I'm using kosher salt. To make the cracker dough, you'll need a medium-sized mixing bowl, and then just add all your ingredients in there. Start with the 3 tablespoons of olive oil, then the 200 grams of the sourdough starter. This is starter that I fed the night before, and then it got a little bit over mature, so you could consider it discard at this point. Use sourdough starter or discard. Then add your half teaspoon of salt, and then your 1 teaspoon of optional seasoning blend if you want to add a little more flavor to these crackers. I'm using the Spicy Dano seasoning. It's damn good, but you can use any seasoning blend that you want. Italian seasoning blend, everything but the bagel seasoning blend, Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning mix. Whatever you want your crackers to taste like, use anywhere from 1 to 2 teaspoons of that type of seasoning. Now, once you've mixed together the oil, starter, seasonings, and salt, it's time to add the flour. Add 120 grams of all-purpose flour right on top of the wet ingredients and begin mixing. This will create a relatively stiff but still very moist and oily dough. That's exactly what you want it to be, so just bring it together with a fork or wooden spoon for a few minutes until your dough looks something like this, crumbly and holding together well. At this point, dump the dough out onto your kitchen counter, no flour necessary, and just knead it by hand for about 30 seconds to a minute. You're really not kneading this dough to develop the gluten, you're just bringing it together into a solid dough ball. Once all of your dough holds together as one single mass, you can move on to the next step. Remember, it doesn't need to be fully developed. The dough can have some cracks here and there, and that's completely fine. Cover up the sourdough cracker dough with a mixing bowl and let it rest for 10 minutes at room temperature. While the dough is resting, get out a standard metal baking sheet and then cut a piece of parchment paper to fit right on top of the baking sheet. Then once the dough has rested for 10 minutes, get out a rolling pin and your metal baking sheet with the parchment paper, and you can just set those over to the side until you're ready to use them. The goal for flattening this dough is to flatten it with a rolling pin to about 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch thick. Start by pressing down with your fingers to press the dough into a disc, and then using your rolling pin, just start rolling back and forth in every direction until you've got the dough to the correct thickness. In my experience, it's easier to accidentally make the dough too thick than too thin, so go a little bit thinner than what you're thinking it needs to be. You can see here the dough is pretty thin, but along the edges they are a little bit thicker there, so roll out the edges, roll out the middle until everything's uniform. You're looking for a rectangular dough that's 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch thick, and it should be roughly the size of your baking sheet, but if it's a little bit bigger, that's okay too. Just compare your baking sheet to the dough so you know how much dough you'll need to slice off of the edges, and then use a pizza cutter or a sharp knife to trim off the edges until you've got a rectangular dough that'll fit nicely into your metal sheet pan. I am going to use these strips, by the way. I'll show you what I do with them at the end. Once you've got your rectangle of cracker dough, it's time to move it carefully onto the sheet pan with parchment paper. And here's how you do that. Just carefully lift up the edge of the dough. You're going to peel the cracker dough off of the counter and then lift it up and transfer it onto the parchment paper. It's very likely that you will rip a few holes in the dough when you do this, but as long as you go carefully, you'll only end up with a couple of holes in the dough and most of the crackers will turn out fine. So before cutting the cracker dough into individual crackers, just smooth out the edges, get rid of any folds or wavy parts of the dough, and basically make it look like a rectangle of dough again. Then using a pizza cutter or a metal bench scraper if you want to use one of those, and cut your dough into 1 inch by 1 inch square crackers. I was roughly going for Cheez-It size crackers. You could cut your crackers larger or smaller if you want to, but just keep in mind that larger crackers will take a little bit extra time to bake, and smaller crackers will probably bake a little bit quicker in the oven. So adjust your baking times accordingly. You could bake your crackers now, but I'm going to add a few optional finishing touches to the crackers. Using a chopstick, I'm just putting a little indentation in the center of each cracker, again, kind of similar to the commercial Cheez-Its. In theory, this keeps the crackers flatter, as some of them might want to puff up when they're baking in the oven. Next, I'm adding half of a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil to the top of the crackers, and I'm brushing that on with a pastry brush. This oil will help the crackers brown and crisp up in the oven as they bake, and it'll also help me with the final finishing touch, which is a little bit of coarse sea salt. I'm not even measuring this, I'm just sprinkling an extra sprinkle of sea salt on top of the crackers for a finishing touch, just a little bit of saltiness to the final crackers. Now the crackers have all their finishing touches and they're ready to bake. So move them to your oven and bake them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 35 minutes. That will allow the crackers to crisp up low and slow. After 35 minutes, my crackers looked like this, golden brown and rustic, which is a word you use when you're describing something homemade that doesn't quite look perfect. But if you're looking for a crispy, crunchy sourdough cracker, this is it. I recommend letting the crackers fully cool before trying them. I think they have the best flavor that way, but try at least one of them warm because it's pretty rare that you would get to try a warm cracker, unless you make them yourself, like these. Once your crackers have fully cooled, they're ready to enjoy. And as you can hear, the snap doesn't disappoint. These are crispy and crunchy with a great saltiness, especially if you sprinkle salt on top of them. Mine in particular are a little bit spicy from the herb blend I used, and they're flaky on the inside. I think you're going to love this recipe, along with the other 52 sourdough recipes that I'm making this year. Check them out at grantbakes.com, and I'll see you in the next video.